Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be looking at a set of screwdriver bits, double-ended bits from Wiha that might work well for you with the Leatherman multi-tools. Now, the problem with Leatherman multi-tools with their drivers is that they come in these sleeve bits that are flattened. They're proprietary to Leatherman. So now the issue with them is that for most light and medium duty tasks they'll work just fine. I've used mine for many years without any issue, but if you're working on something that needs a little bit more torque, that you need to use a little bit more robustly, then they are a little soft and can have a tendency not to work very well, or bend or snap or any number of things. So while they're a decent set of bits, they are not as capable as something like this Wiha set that we're going to be looking at. So this particular set is the replacement pack for the Technician Screwdriver by Wiha. So this is item number 77781, and this is manufactured in Vietnam. Now I'll have links in the description box below, but I wanted to kind of show you how these integrate with the Leatherman extension, and how they seem to work a lot better than what you're going to get, which is your standard 1/4 inch drivers. Matter of fact, they work fantastically well. So let's go through what you get with this particular set. Now my lighting is probably not the best, going to have a little bit of glare, but I'll walk you through what we have with these Wiha bits. So we have a Phillips 0-3 combination, Phillips number 1, number 2 combo. Then for our standard drivers, or flat drivers, you get a 3mm, 4.5mm, a 4mm, 6mm, a 5.5, and a 6.5mm. For the square drive, or the Robertson heads, you get a 0-3 combination, a 1-2 combination, and then for posi you get posi 1 and posi 2, and then for our torques we have combinations of T6 and 7, T8 and 9, T10 and 15, T20 and 25, and finally T27 and T30. This one here in the center is just our standard Leatherman bit that comes with your standard Leatherman multi-tool. This particular set is actually very nice. Now we're going to look at this one compared to our standard Leatherman bit, and you can see that the way that the Leatherman bits hold in is they're retained by retention rings, and they catch on that small little notch here. So like in your bit exchanger, it'll have a little notch holder that it engages with that notch. Now if you're using the extension, it has a little ring inside there that engages with that notch and keeps the bit from just falling out when in normal use. Now this bit is a little bit longer than what you're going to get with your standard bits, and that's the reason why a standard 1/4 inch drive bit doesn't really work well in Leatherman multi-tools. But if we put these two side by side, you can see that they are very close in length. Now the Leatherman bit is going to be a little bit longer than what you're going to get with the Wiha set, but the Wiha set also works incredibly well inside of this of the bit extension. Now if you're using standard 1/4 inch bits, they have a tendency to just bypass that little ring, and they get locked in there, and they can be incredibly difficult to pull out. But with the Wiha set, because it is really close in size to the Leatherman bits, you don't have that problem. Now there is a little bit of movement. You can see that you have a little bit of back and forth on that retention ring, but once it sets, it seats very nicely at the bottom. So now you eliminate the problem with the Leatherman bits, the standard Leatherman bits. Now Leatherman has their 42-piece bit kit that works very well for a lot of light and medium duty tasks. The problem with them is that because they are this proprietary bit, you can see just comparing the two Phillips there, they just don't grab quite as well as what you would get with a full 3-dimensional bit. By using a set like this Wiha set that works really well with the standard extension from Leatherman, it eliminates any modification that you might have to do otherwise to some of these other bits. Now I find particularly that the Phillips 0-3, the Phillips 1-2, and the 4 Robertson bits actually really work well for me, and it's only carrying 4 bits for a total of 8 8 in total that you get extra. It would be nice to carry some extra Torx bits at times, but I find those 4 particular ones for me to be the most useful, because you do get, like in my Leatherman Surge, it has a couple of flat drivers already. Now, I like this particular bit set because it doesn't necessarily overload you with weight like you would get with some other bits that are not double-sided. Pardon me. The advantages are very clear. First of all, Wiha makes some really good products, and then again, now you have a full dimensional and the proper size bit, instead of trying to use, like in the case of the Phillips bit on a standard Leatherman, which is a combination number 1 and number 2. Now you get a true number 2 or a true number 1 Phillips, so that you're fitting those screw heads properly. I mean, you're not compromising with your driver capability with this particular bit set. And because of the way they're manufactured and how closely they resemble the Leatherman bits, you actually are able to carry quite a few of them with you, and they work really well in combination with the Leatherman extension. So this has been a look at the Wiha set. Now this is the double-ended Technician 13-pit bit pack from Wiha, and it's made in Vietnam. Again, item number 77781. I'll leave links below for those that are interested in this. Now they also have, and I'll leave links to this as well, they also have the Technician Screwdriver that comes with this bit kit. I actually don't remember offhand what the prices are of those, but I will leave those prices next to the links in the description, so that you know off the start about the price range that you're looking at. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.